I am loving this. All right. Hello, Oliver. Thank you so much. This has come from Tulio Jorge. Hi, Oliver. Thank you so much for your free content. It has contributed a lot to my life and my wife's. Oh, I appreciate that. Why don't you trade U.S. indices like the NASDAQ or the Dow Jones? All right. I get this question quite regularly, guys. And I'll try to be brief because I have done deep dives into this. Why I prefer individual stocks over trading the indices themselves. Now, if you tell me from an investment point of view, I actually do encourage most people to play indices. Right? So it's very different. That is a distinction I want to make here. It's in short-term oriented trading that I'm not particularly fond of trading. I was trying to look for something that I can show you here. Yeah, maybe I can do that. So the main reason I don't, the main reason, guys, I don't like trading indices is because I rely on the psychological components of trading. I rely on the psychology behind a market's moves. And so for me, I'm playing not a stock, I'm playing the fear and greed cycles from traders, from players. I'm playing the participants of that stock. I'm not playing the stock itself. And I'm reading when are the vast majority of the participants in this stock feeling fear. I can look at the chart and tell when the majority of the participants are experiencing fear and are running for the hills. I can look at a chart and show you that. I can show you when the majority of the participants are actually experiencing more greed in what some of the crypto players call FOMO, and they're stumbling across themselves to get in. I can show you what that looks like on the chart. I can also show you where what the transitions look like. So first it's greed, 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 and boom, something happens to switch it from greed to fear, and now fear takes off and runs its path to the downside. But that transition, that movement from greed to fear looks like something. It looks the same almost every single time. And if you know how to identify that baton pass, you can play the transitions masterfully. And that's where some of your biggest money comes. When does fear stop and greed begin again? When does greed stop and fear takes over again? If you can find those two moments in the market, wow, you're going to be a master. Well, the indices don't work that way. You see, what's moving in index is not the players. What's moving in index are the is it's the collection of all the items that make up the index. And so, let me give you an example. If the S&P 100 index, 100 stocks, the S&P 100, if every stock in the S&P 100 was going up, it would mean that the index would have to go up. But what if every player was shorting the S&P index? If every player is shorting the index, would it go down because of what the players are doing? Or would it still go up because all the stocks that make up the index are going up? It would still have to go up. So it has nothing to do with what the players are doing. I can't play the players. I can't play their greed. I can't play their fear because the movement of the index is more determined by a basket of other things that has nothing to do with what the majority of the participants are doing with this index. And so I lose that advantage. That's a big part of my trading advantage. You understand? Now, I don't know if that makes sense to you. I hope it does. But that's why I lean toward trading short term oriented. I trade individual stocks because I can find I can find that moment where there's a switch from fear to greed. And I can show you one. Let me show you one today. Let's take a look. I'll show you this today. Give me a second here. Give me a second. All right. You can look at something like, let me see if I can find something here. Oh, here. Here we go. Okay. So let's do this. Hope this works here. Like that. All right. So here, look. So we've got this. This is a 2-minute chart of Apple. Okay. Now take a look at this. There's this move in Apple here. That's greed. I can see it. I can see it in the power of the green bars. I can see it in the smallness of the red and the power and solidity of the green bars, and how there's a wide space between where the green bar starts and where the green bar finishes. Now, look at what happens here. Look at how, look at this, guys. Look at how you go from green, wide. You see the wideness of that green? And you go wide, but less wide. See, this one is less wide than the first one. 1, 2. This one's wide as well. But now we go smaller. Now we got a smaller green. So we go from wide, a little less wide, wide, to smaller green, wide, to now little red, to now sizable red for the first time in the entire run. The baton has been passed from green, greed, to fear right there. That baton pass foretells a sizable collapse, especially given the fact that you have what I call the double space position. Remember, I told you position is key to knowing what to do. Look at the position of Apple. Look at how far this is from its next important item, the 20, and how far the 20 is from its next important item, the 200. I call this the dual space position. Space 1, space 2. And when you have this dual position height and a negative event, fear starts. All right. Now, greed starts right here because this red bar was completely, this bar was completely red at one point. You take a look at this, right? Let's take a look at this. This was a solid red bar when it was trading at the low. So look at how the bars grew in size, power, in a brief red there, then a really powerful red, then another powerful red, and for the first time, a red started to disappear itself. The bull started to eat through the redness. So this red went, it didn't do that here. It didn't do that here. It didn't do that here, but it did that right there. It went right back up. Now, boom, that's the start of greed again. And boom, that's the start of fear again. And remember when I told you location? This location is the dual space location. This location is the almighty 200 period moving average. And if you know how to find these baton passing moments, traders, all right? When you know and you're skillful at how to find these baton passing moments, fear, 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 past to greed, 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 past to fear again. If you can find those baton passing moments at the right locations, whoo, your game is intact. That's playing the markets intelligently. That's playing with a method. That's playing systematically. That's not just, oh, well, I think it should go up from here. I think so. You think? What is that? I think it's oversold. What is that? We don't want to think. We want to know based on a specific, carefully designed approach. That's how you play the game. All right. I think, Oliver, I think we should go up from here.